Hello, my name is Starla Henderson with Runner House Quilts, and this week we are going to be taking the pieces that last week we molded around our templates and glued in place. We're going to be taking them and laying them together and gluing them into the flowers that they are, so then we can applique them together next week. This is a lot of fun. It's really easy, and you end up with a whole flower, and that's really cool, separate from your quilt. So we're going to head on over to the table, and I'm going to show you how we do this. Okay, now we're ready to start glue basting our poinsettia together, and you're going to do this for both the large and the small size. They go together the same way. As you remember, you had to mark your pattern, mark in the order that you wanted things to go, and then mark your templates as you're making them, so that whenever you go back together, you're not trying to fit a jigsaw puzzle together that's not working. And then I lay my pieces out where my numbers are up, so I can see what goes first, second, third, and so forth. So that's what I've done over here. It's out of camera, but it's there. And then I take just regular Elmer school glue, and I've got a tip. I actually bought this from Sharon Schomburg's daughter, Christy Fincher's website. You can get them on both of their websites. And I have other glue basting tips too, but you know, the tips. But this one works really well. And I'm going to take my very first piece, which is going to be number 1, and I'm going to lay it on top here so I can see where it's going to go. Okay? And then I'm going to take a little pin and stick it in here just to hold it in place. Alright, now I've got number 2. Number 2 is going to go under number 1. And we're going to be putting a center on this, so if you're you have a few raw edges down there at the very center, that's okay, because it's going to be covered. Although I think I am going to trim this back just a little bit. Okay, so I've got one here, and I'm going to take my glue because I know where it's going to go, and I'm going to just put a few dots of glue in the seam allowance part. So I just want this to glue it together long enough for me to hold it, for me to sew it. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to put one on top of it. Line it up with my lines. You can also do this on a light box. And then I'm going to just hold it in place like that. Okay. Now I'm going to pin it back. Now I'm ready for number 3. And I'm going to just keep doing this all the way around the center. And you can start from the outside in. It really, to me, it doesn't matter. It's what works best for you. But for me, this just works best. But you've got your pattern here, your template. Just keep those in line. Then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to find number 4. Again, it's going to slip under this, so I'm going to put my glue off that in my seam allowance. You're going to continue, as I've done here, all the way around, layering them like that is, until you have the whole thing put together, and then you're ready to stitch it together. So just do it one, and you can start from the back if you want and work up. You know, lay these down first, then these, and then the top, or you can start from the front. You know, it's whatever's easiest for you, and I've done it both ways, so that's one reason I don't number them. I haven't yet, but just, you know, add it in whatever order you decide, gluing, and then when you're through, you'll have this whole thing put together and you'll be ready then to stitch it together. But this is how I put together, basted together all of the leaves and petals to make our poinsettia, and I did the same process with the large one. It works the same way. So this is how you do that. My name is Starla Henderson with Fronter House Quilts, and we are working on our poinsettia for our winter sampler. Be sure and look me up on YouTube, subscribe to me, and look me up on Facebook. Thank you.